Okay, quick Friday morning radar update. So, UK markets through opening range highs today, through yesterday's highs as well. Obviously, there's a big gap in the mix there. So the markets are heading towards those. Already filled the gap on the FTSE. The gap's to here, isn't it? The true gap. Anyway, not far off on the 250. So, terrible market yesterday. I will just, I do a lot of talking on sort of basically risk management, blah blah blah. Over and over again. That's why I built my website, just to show people how to position size. Real basics of having money in the market, and knowing what you're position sizing for. So, what you're probably going to see a lot of today is, if you follow the social media or whatever, you're going to get a lot of, sold all my positions yesterday. The market is now very dangerous going forward. That kind of sort of narrative is going to be ploughed, spoon fed to everyone, isn't it? The reality is, if you trade the markets, days like yesterday are days are going to happen. You should be planned for them ahead of time, and it all comes down to position sizing and knowing what your risk is. And if you don't know what your risk is, well, to be blunt, you shouldn't have money in the market, should you? It's pretty basic sort of stuff. Knowing what your risk is. The trouble with this game is a lot of people go out there and they throw a lot of valuations and a lot of opinions, and they call that risk management. No, risk management is basically how much money have you got at risk on this position, where are you wrong, the real basics. Add them all together and say, on that really bad market day, that is I am going to be, these are going to be tested, and this is going to feel, once you've added up all that risk in your account and you know exactly how much risk you've got in the account, basically that's how bad it's going to feel. So days like yesterday, I'm always planned for that day ahead of time. I got stopped out of one position yesterday, and I got stopped out. It was a loser. I got stopped out of two positions prior, over a week ago now, which were huge winners, and they were outlying winners as well. So, I've been stopped out of three positions over the last 3 weeks, maybe even longer. So, go figure. If you're trading in the noise and you're going to puke your positions, on stops what are in the noise, well, maybe you better just respect that is not an investing time frame. It's more of a swing time frame, because you're in the noise and you're getting chopped out of stocks a lot. If you come to a day like yesterday and you don't have risk management and you just get absolutely, you're stood there signing into your account, watching open gains go down and doing all the things what are, destructive to your own psychology. Maybe you should know how much risk you've got in the market and get on top of that, and clearly many people will puke all their positions on the low, and it is what it is. So if you find yourself having a good market, a good market, you're doing okay in the markets for a few months, and then the market gets horrible and it takes back all those gains, and you're trading for break even at best, or it doesn't add up, does it? A lot of people sell their winners early, so they don't allow for big winners to offset the small losers. It is a maths game at the end of the day, no matter what you trade. The people who win in investing, the people who win in swing trading, the people who win in day trading, the people who win in trend following, if you look at the end result of all the closed trades, it's a simple maths game at the end of the day, you know. It's winners bigger than losers, you know. In some cases it's right more than wrong, but mostly it's winners bigger than losers. That is basically what, you know, it's the foundation, what everything is built on. So if your puke point, what was a market low in the past, and it you know, we don't know whether it's a market low yet yesterday, but you know, you don't want your puke point to be on the worst day, do you? You want some risk management what is either outside that noise or a little bit tighter on a swing trade time frame, what pulls you out way before it gets that bad. So that's my 2 penneth on this. You know, there's loads of free content in the site. You know, I've shared this stuff so many times, you know, how to set up a portfolio. I'll tell you now, you know, how to sort of calculate all these things as well. They are the least viewed pages on the website. I have a very low turnover at the site, what I do, because, you know, people who come to me are ready to get stuff like this in place and ready to start chipping away at the coalface in a positive kind of manner. So it's free. Go and soak up some of that content. You might, I'd hope you get something from it. Let's just jump straight into today's markets. So transports, you know, we're still in this channel, aren't we? The transports was, I'd say the transports was probably the leader yesterday. I know the Nasdaq had a huge move, but the transports, let's just buzz through these. The Dow off the voodoo average, S&P, you know, we've got where are we on pullback now? You know, we're 14% into this pullback here. Nasdaq probably about 20%, isn't it? Just a big channel. Moving on. So far we are correction. You know, what was this move here? It was a correction. End of 2018. That is where the markets are. To call a bear leg would be premature. Doesn't mean it can't happen. But Russell, obviously, it's just come live with its uncrossing. Well, it's pre-market trade there, but yeah, the Russell basically put what we call a double bottom in. The Russell has held relative strength. It's been relative weakness on the Russell for how long now? And then the Russell is the strongest market on this last pullback. Let's just go to the DAX. DAX is a wild trading vehicle. I know a lot of people say under this area here is doom and gloom. Well, it might be, but you know, one market does not make a trend. FTSE 100, expect this thing just to start trading horribly again soon. Not necessarily down, but you know, if the market gets better and the stocks in what make up the FTSE 100 move out of play a little bit, the FTSE 100 could go back to trading like the horrible trading vehicle it is. The 250, you know, right back in. I'll show you some big levels here. You know, this is a huge level if it got down here, and you know, and look at this level here, big round numbers as well. So ignore all this. This is not support, you know. Previous lows are not support. Previous highs are support. So that's a quick look through there. I'll just jump onto the volume leaders quickly. It is 10:30. We should have traded 29% to be on average volume. We've got quite a few in today. I'll just view the sectors, investment trusts, very few oilers. Oh, something I want to cover here again is, I covered it last night. Yesterday's theme was buy gold miners, and let me just update on that trade. Go and have a look at the intraday on that. Yesterday's theme, buy gold miners. I was a bit bearish on them in the morning. I'm kind of bearish on them anyway. I like to see all the stocks technically set up, and they're not. If the whole sector set up like it did back in, crikey, it's a while ago now, but I can't remember where it was. Obviously around this, they all broke out and they all had pullbacks here, and they made a good move. But so far we're still in a range. Let it close out of that range on a meaningful time period, and then see how it acts. So it is 52-week highs. I'm not going to hold that against it, but just let it close up there first. See if they want to actually close it there. This is the composite. Composite did actually close there, I think. But it's still just, sometimes you're better off trading the gold price rather. I mean, yesterday's trade was clearly short gold off the pop. So, the GLD opened and basically just came down from the open, didn't it? So just something to note there. And the same with oil. I'll just, the oil did the same. We've just noted this was the oil stocks are going to the moon narrative on this day. So we're seeing how it sort of, how far the moon is. So far the moon is 7% move from there. So we'll, maybe we'll make another move, but I just, when we see all the setups so far, let's just try and get this across as well. I'm trying to get a lot of psychology over today. When really good stocks, I actually bought this sort of here just before this dip, and I got knocked out of this stock. It just came because my risk management just had to be trailed a bit to take some heat out of the market. But some are still in it. This move here was a hard retrace and off it went. But SQZ as well. Just remember where the leading oilers started to move, and the efficient stocks. Remember where the pullback was on those, and where are we now? Well, we're in pullback on them. They've come down. What oil move? In the stocks, you're not seeing it, are you? So it's all in the rear view mirror. I can't get this across enough. If you're reading the news can only be written about something what's in the rear view mirror. Otherwise, it's just, it's basically get my crystal ball out stuff, isn't it? So into the small caps. No, I'll go back to the large caps. We'll buzz through these again in order of sector. I'll just do another lap of honour on this one. If you came to the live screening, this was the one what we looked at for the swing. Say, put this in a demo account, see how swing trading works, and it's just rallied off through that move now. And you could say, well, that's because it went through results, and the results took it there in the end. You go, hang on a minute. It was in the swing screens because it was high on my GTRS, meaning one of the best stocks in the large caps to take a swing on. It wasn't just a technical. It was a technical and a fundamental reason to be on board. Buzz through these. Less prediction, more reaction in the markets. So now we should have traded 30% to be on average volume. I'll just say that small caps are clearly on volume today. There's a lot moving in small caps. There's a lot of oil minnows in the small caps, and that's been the theme as well. It hasn't, the main market oilers are just kind of swing vehicles, trading vehicles, but a lot of minnows have been moving. We'll buzz through them. These are what are in the volume screens. Obviously they're not in the growth screens. Some will be, some won't. CHAR, it's a lose less scenario, this one. EME, this is nothing going there really. It's just a technical setup. So the blue sky oilers, the blue sky end of the market has really been active for the last few months. Which is funny because I haven't seen all the pumpers out. It's as if they missed it. Or maybe I just don't follow the pumps anymore. VTU, yeah, outlier. It's pulled in deep. I expect it will probably try to hold that area. Hopefully for those who are riding that one. So yeah, we'll see what the end of day screens, how we get through to the end of day on this. I expect it's a Friday. I expect we kind of drift on into the weekend myself, and after the big move on yesterday's markets, after a big move, we expect an inside day. If it goes sideways in a kind of an awkward low volatility way, that is a win after a big day like yesterday. So we always expect, I'll try that again. We always expect, something like this, wherever, kind of a bit of a range day. Anything better is a victory. Anything worse, well, down to a 50% sort of pullback, it is really normal action. Half of the prior days, if it's, and guess what, all I'm saying is sideways is a victory after a big day. No more predicting after that, wherever it goes, nobody knows. It could take the lows out, but stocks might hold. You might see relative strength in, some of the stocks. Usually the markets like to flip-flop around a bit and really, really just like a dog shaking off fleas before it leaves the area. And, people get sucked in and then they get scared again. They get sucked. They don't get sucked in on the next one, or they get sucked in again. They get scared again, and then it makes a move. It happens a lot. So, I'm out of that noise anyway. Okay, that's a lot, but hopefully... nobody got too burnt yesterday. It's all part of the game.